Hello, excuse me, and welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities. My name is Rochelle, and I'm here to do a Leo reading, love and life, life and love. um, yeah, thank you, Jojo, for being here. Thanks to all of you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. I'm going to start with the life portion of the reading with my Wisdom of the Oracle deck. And then we will dive into the love part. So first of all, um, yeah, let's see what's going on. Life with Leo. Life with Leo. I am going to be, this is the only deck where I actually read the cards reversed in protection. And I may have to read from my book because I mostly haven't used this deck in quite a while, but we'll see. So far, I haven't needed to. So to begin, we have new life in protection. Might need to look that one up. Thinker. And mending in protection. I mean, right away, it's feeling like you're in a situation where you can't move on because there's something that needs to be resolved. Um, Typically, new life is about a new beginning, and because it's in protection, and especially with thinker here, this is like you're contemplating how to resolve some kind of issue that you had or that you've had with somebody in your life. Um, and there's kind of this underlying message for you that choosing to forgive, choosing to find common ground is your best way forward. You may not be ready for that, which is why you're in this mode of contemplation, trying to think things through, um, listing out the pros and the cons. um, but it's so interesting. I was just listening to Bray Tarot, Bray, and she said, forgiving others is forgiving yourself. And it's that idea that you're not necessarily condoning other people's behavior. You're just releasing yourself from being stuck to some kind of energy where um, you feel slighted. Um, you feel like somebody did something to you, that somebody didn't understand you, whatever happened here. So, yeah, let me go for I'm going to grab my Tarot of Mystical Moments to clarify this. What is this new life? New life that's not going forward yet. We've got the King of Pentacles, the Lovers, Gemini energy, and the World. Aha. Okay. You so you could be dealing with somebody um in your job, uh someone who's a boss, authority figure who is at the top of his game or her game. This is just energy. This could also be you embodying this energy where you have slowly made your way to the top through being very smart and practical, creating stability in your life, and you come to a point where it's time to make a choice. And you're contemplating what that is. No matter what, there's an end here. There's a completion of a cycle. That's very positive. The world is, this is the graduation card. This is having made it through all the trials and tribulations and finally having arrived and being like, okay, I I finally feel settled. I finally have released myself from whatever has held me back, has kept me stuck. Maybe you are the boss. Maybe you're choosing to step down. Maybe you're choosing to, it's been really good. You've you've created this stability for yourself, but maybe it hasn't been fulfilling. Or you realize like I've achieved this goal and now what? Oh, I feel kind of it feels anticlimactic almost. And you're ready to try something new. And so you're in this place of transition. Maybe this mending card is has something to do with you coming to terms with yourself. Like maybe you have different parts of yourself that y- you've been struggling with because one voice is like, no, you have to be practical, you have to keep saving for the future, and you've got all these great benefits and you have a mortgage and a family and blah blah blah, and you're kind of like, yeah, but am I happy? I want to be happy. I want to be supported. There's transformation here. You want to transform your life. Whatever is going on here, whether this is with internal with you or this is somebody else that you're dealing with, you are making the choice through being very like I said, practical, and the words escaping me, but you're kind of using your mental facility facilities faculties. It's mornings, pardon me. To logic and reason, there we go, to figure out what's the next best thing. And I think that you are, through using your mind, you're realizing that your heart's not in it, and you're ready. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe you've been offered a job that's somewhere else, that's calling you to relocate. And you're like, but I'm that would mean leaving my friends and family. That maybe you have to go to another country and learn a new language. Like, who knows? But there's something here where I believe you will find some kind of resolution within yourself that will ripple out, that you will feel very solid in your decision once you figure that out, and that will lead you forward. That will take you to this new life. You're not ready, you're not there yet, you're still contemplating, you're still figuring out, but you'll get there where you're just like, okay, yes, yes, all right, that's good. A little rocky, when you're in a place of limbo, when you're a place of figuring it out, and do I, don't I, this or that. But I think deep down, and you're making your list and you're like, okay, I know what's going to fulfill me. I really like that. So let's go to the love portion. The love portion for Leo. I'm gonna grab my Mystic Mondays deck to begin. What do we need to know for in love for Leo? That was a weird sentence. What do we need to know in love for Leo? That's sorry. Sorry for the bad grammar. What's going on in Leo's love life? Currently or coming up? Give us some info, universe. Ooh, we've got the chariot, Cancerian energy. Look at that. Ooh, that's victory. The hands in the air saying, "Yes, I care." It's so funny. It makes me think of when my son was little. um oh, TMI, but I think I when when after he would poop, I'd say bum in the air so I could wipe him. Um, and normally the saying is hands in the air and I don't care. And so when I would say that, I would say, yes, I care, because I don't, I wanted to give him a positive thing to say. Oh God. Anyway. This is hands in the air and saying, yes, I care. You care because you're that caring got you to is getting you to your finish line, to your goal. And funny enough, my son's a Leo. Anyway, carrying on. What else? What else? What else? We've got the Hermit Virgo energy, which is hilarious because I have a lot of Virgo in my chart. Victory through contemplation, gaining some kind of wisdom through solitude, and King of Wands. This is you. You're so whatever you've been through, feels like there's a lot of stuff, a lot of upheaval that's been going on in your life, not just in work or that kind of thing, finances, but also in love as well. And this feels very much like you kind of in the process of taking yourself out of the equation for a while because you need to gain some kind of perspective, but ultimately coming out on top because you're following your hell yes. This is my hell yes guy. If it's not a hell yes, it's a no. And so there's victory here because you've been going within. The hermit is the thinker. um I've been finding that doing these life love readings, the life and love portion or life and love parts of the readings typically line up with each other. And it makes sense because we're our lives aren't separate. Here's my love life and here's my other part. It's all part of who we are. We are an ecosystem, physically, mentally, emotionally, all the things. And so any one thing that's disrupted, it's going to disrupt other parts too. And usually that happens, especially, um, like when they say it rains, it pours, because once one thing gets uprooted, it pulls everything else up too. And there's like a kind of a revamping, breaking everything down so you can build it back up again. Seems like, this is kind of how life goes, where there are times when it's just like, okay, level everything to the ground so that you can rise up. And usually it comes after a time of not listening to ourselves and what we deep down know we need to do because of all the things that we've been told, we tell ourselves. And this is you just like, okay, I haven't been happy. I want I want my what's going to bring me happiness? I was going to say what's going to bring me happy? um you've been going for your yeah, good enough. It's fine. You've been settling. And you're finally like, nope, 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 nope. I need to follow my passion. my inspiration. And that's coming back online because you're listening to yourself. Let me do a little bit of clarifying on this. With what am I clarifying with? I want to use I'm going to use my Light Seers deck. Light Seers. All right. What is this victory through contemplation? What is this hell yes? With the Chariot, we've got Eight of Cups, Emperor, Aries energy, and Seven of Cups. Yep. Yep, just like I said, you decided to walk away from somebody that you realized for whatever reason wasn't they weren't your hell yes. Maybe they were at one point, but you realized they weren't at some point, or maybe things changed. It often happens in relationships. Things seem really great and then they kind of get not great. And here's you. This card is a card of Aries, but it's the Emperor, very, very in control of himself, very autonomous, authoritative. He's the master in his world. What he calls the shots. What he says goes. This is you taking your power back and realizing that you have lots of choices and taking the time to contemplate, mull them over. And I don't know. I feel like maybe in the past you were drawn to the shiny things. You were drawn to the things that looked good, smelled good, seemed good. You're like, yeah, sure. And then snake, or like the water coming out, like something couldn't hold water, something wasn't long lasting. And you're done with that. You're walking away, and that is bringing you some victory. You're actually feeling much better just in the act of deciding I'm done. And there's a lot of stuff that you have to deal with, particularly if you're living with the person, if you're married, and all the stuff. It's a lot to extract yourself, to have to divide the stuff, and whatever. But whatever it is, even emotionally, walking away can be difficult because there's still that desire for that familiarity, even if it's gotten to the point where it's not so great. But it seems like you've already gone through the grieving process as you've been in the connection, and you finally realize this isn't working for me. And it's easy to walk away because the grieving has already happened. And you're like, nope, taking back my power. I love that. So what's the Hermit here? Three of Swords. 10 of Swords. High Priestess. Cancerian energy again. You might have some Cancer in your chart. But okay, so yeah, you're not this hasn't been so easy walking away. You are taking your power back. You are understanding that maybe you haven't made the best choices. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt, that you're not going through some kind of reset grieving process. You might feel betrayed by this person. Heartbroken by being forced to walk away. Maybe they did something that left you just like you You didn't have any choice but to end this cycle, end this relationship. But you know, you have to do what's right for you. And the fact that however they were showing up was compromising the connection. Your intuition was telling you, no, no, th- this is clear. These red flags slapping me in the face, not doing it anymore. It hurts. It's painful, but I need. You're saying to yourself, I need to honor me. And you're going within, and you're trusting. You're learning to trust. You're taking this time to contemplate. Maybe you're spending a lot of time alone because you want to get something out of this. You want to learn that lesson so this doesn't happen again. And and you're gaining that wisdom slowly, slowly. So this King of Wands, what's this King of Wands? 10 of Wands. I don't think I've seen this card before. Going on a journey, walking down the mountain. Hierophant. High Priestess and Hierophant here. This is you having some kind of spiritual awakening, spiritual growth because of moving towards your hell yes, and the Magician, Gemini and Virgo energy. This is you moving towards your hell yes and wanting and actively manifesting what you want. It's interesting because, here we come down the mountain, 10 of Wands, typically carrying some kind of burden and choosing to make your way to your goal, to your wherever, why, for whatever reason you've been carrying this burden and dropping it. And here, the staircase. I've often seen this card as him going up the staircase. This feels like you, because they're coming down the mountain. This is you coming down the stairs and being like, I have walked away from the burden. I have dropped my burden and I feel so good. Look at this guy. I mean, he's just ecstatic. He's just, yes, yes. I'm ready to manifest somebody in my life who supports me, who doesn't hang on me, cause me, ugh, those feelings. This is you. This is you moving into this energy of hell yes. No more burden. You're done with that. Love this. Um yeah, so this is kind of a it's kind of a to be continued. We don't know where you're moving. I mean, maybe you have somebody in mind already who maybe you've had your eye on them for a while. Maybe you meet somebody and there's a real strong connection there. It clicks. I feel like, especially because we have the High Priestess and the Hierophant, that's a couple. That's a very spiritual couple. I feel like you are meeting somebody because you have worked on yourself and you are leveling yourself up and having this kind of spiritual growth and awakening, and you're understanding how to listen to your intuition, how to honor yourself and move forward. You are attracting in somebody who has those kind of similar sensibilities, and there's so much joy here. And this is because of, again, you listening to yourself, you deciding what you want and actively manifesting that through focusing on the positive, raising your vibration, allowing into your life what feels right and feels good, and letting go of those things that feel heavy and painful and weigh you down. Yeah, I think there's someone really good coming in here. And if you haven't met them yet, um, when you do, you'll know. There's gonna be something here where you I don't know. It's gonna feel like magic. It's gonna be magical. That's exciting. So anyway, there's your reading. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And thanks again so much for liking, subscribing, and sharing.